Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is on his way to Washington to address the U.S. Congress. His topic is Israel's view about the dangers of the Iran nuclear talks.
I feel a deep and sincere concern for the safety of all citizens of Israel and the fate of the state and the fate of our people. I will do everything in my power to secure our future.
Netanyahu's visit has been publicly criticized by the White House. The top U.S. diplomat is trying to roll back the tensions, even as he prepares to return to the nuclear negotiating table. CCTV's Jessica Stone is live in our D.C. newsroom. And Jessica, we've heard some really sharp words coming from the White House.
Absolutely. Very sharp words indeed, Susan, with U.S. National Security Advisor Susan Rice last week calling Netanyahu's visit, quote, a destructive thing for the fabric of U.S.-Israeli relations. And so far, nearly 36 members of the U.S. Congress are planning to skip the speech, as are both the U.S. president and vice president. Netanyahu is expected to lay out once again why he believes the Iran nuclear talks are a danger to the nation of Israel, to its very existence. He has been extremely critical, as we've noted, of the Iran nuclear talks, saying that world powers have given up on stopping Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon. White House aides have reportedly concluded the Israeli Prime Minister won't back any deal that allows Iran to enrich any uranium. But on a Sunday morning political talk show, the U.S. Secretary of State said Mr. Netanyahu is welcome to speak in the United States.
We don't want to see this turned into some great political football. Obviously, it was odd, if not unique, that we learned of it from the Speaker of the House and that an administration was not included in this process. But the administration is not seeking to politicize this. We want to recognize the main goal here is to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon.
And also in that interview, Kerry went on to lay out the White House case for backing the Iran nuclear talks. He says Israel is actually safer because the interim agreement reached to facilitate the talks reduces uranium enrichment levels and centrifuge production in Iran. Susan.
Jessica, you just mentioned more than 24 members boycotting Mr. Netanyahu's speech. What's the rationale? Is this mainly Democrats who are showing solidarity to the president?
It appears so, but there's also a little more going on there, of course, because of how all of this came to be. Remember that Prime Minister Netanyahu was invited by Republican Speaker of the House, John Boehner, who did not notify the White House at the time. And so the appearance really here is that the Republicans are using the visit to undermine American foreign policy, which many disagree with. Here's one of the members, one of the Democratic members of Congress, on why she is not attending the speech.
For John Boehner to try to turn it into political advantage, one by showing, as he's tried for years, that the Republicans are really the supporters of the state of Israel, creating a divide.
The irony, of course, here is that the timing is of all of this happening while U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry heading back to the negotiating table with Iran this week. And the White House has also signaled it has no appetite to extend the talks past the March 31st deadline. Susan.